Shalom. I was just sitting here doing some studying after Bible study. I just love getting in the Word and finding wonderful truths and finding things that would help us all. And there's a guy on Facebook, we call him Rav Shaul, and he has a lot of books and he does a lot of studying. And I saw one of his posts on Facebook. And as you can see right now, we're in Revelations, the 13th chapter, verse 18. And when it talks about the mark of the beast. So I got curious and started doing studies on it. So here's Revelation 13:18. And I have it on the King James with the Strong's Concordance, with the Strong's numbers to tell you what it is. Now this is John the Revelator who had this vision. And we see here it says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. I hear so many people say it's the number of man, but it's the number of a man. There's an individual. There's somebody in particular that this is going to be a number of. And his number is, as we can see, is 603 And of course, we call that 666. So Rav Shaul, in his book, in his research on his posts on Facebook, he opened up something, and I saw another guy with the same thing. So I said, let me investigate, because when someone teaches something and I have a question about it, I'm going to do the research myself, and I'm going behind them to test it, to test all things and hold on to that which is true. So I'm looking at G5516, and as you can see, we have the Greek letters Chi, Xi, Stigma. And you can look at the little symbol up above. There's an X, which we can call actually a Babylonian cross. And you see the little squiggly mark in the middle that looks like a serpent. And you'll see that symbol on a lot of medical icons, medical emblems. Then you have this what looks like an S over here. So it's Chi, Xi, Stigma. And it says this, and well, here it's pronounced Chi, Xi, Stigma. But, we're here in America, we say Chi, Xi, Stigma. It's the 22nd, 14th, and an obsolete letter as a cross. An obsolete letter of the Greek alphabet, intermediate between the 5th and the 6th, used as numbers denoting respectively 600, 60, and 6. 666 as a numeral, 603 So we look, what John the Revelator really saw was Chi, Xi, Stigma, or that's what was written, and those were Greek letters. But when it got to the translation or transliteration, they said 603 Now, Chi, Xi, Stigma, none of that matches this. So what is this? What are these symbols? So we see that the number of a man. Let's read it again. Here's the wisdom. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 666. And when we look at it, translated from the Greek, it is Chi, Xi, Stigma, or Chi, Xi, Stigma. And you can see the little letters up at the very top, the Greek letters at the very top. So it actually wasn't 666. It was this Chi, Xi, Stigma. So let's see if we've seen that before. Let's see. And we look at the pictures of who we call Caesar Borgia, or the picture that they call Jesus Christ, which is not our Messiah. That is a man that they made up. And we can see the sun halo around his head, which represents the sun god. And we can see on the pictogram and the monogram and on his head the mark. You see these marks all over this pictogram. The Xi, Chi, Stigma. You see it everywhere. So this is that same emblem, that same number in the Greek that says this is the mark of the beast, or the mark of a man, and they transliterated it to 666. But as you can see, it is Xi, Chi, Stigma. Well, let's look at another picture from the that era. All of the pictures from that era looked alike. Here's another one. There they are again. There they are again. You can see them very slowly. And look at his fingers. Why does he have this symbol? 2 fingers up and these 3 fingers down. Let's look at the other picture and see did they have the same thing. 2 fingers up and these 2 fingers down. It's the same picture. Now this caught my attention because if this is truly the image of the beast, which we have proven it to be through Strong's exhaustive concordance, let's see who else sits like this, who else looks like this, with this same posture. Two fingers up. This is Baphomet. This is representative of Satan. And look, there's that Chi mark. That's what we see in the medical mark in modern medicine. Around, we see those serpents around that pole. And so here we are again, and you can see he's got everything on this thing. You've got Egyptian symbols, Horus, you've got skulls, you've got Babylonian cross, you've got the pentagram. Look, you got a cross there with the crown on it. Man, I'm telling you, this is the goat of the ages, the goat of Mendes. This is also, you'll see this in some of Albert Pike's writings about this different Baphomet. So now what are we doing? We're looking at symbols that have the same hand gesture. Now let's go back to the Bible. Here we are, 600, 306, Chi, Xi, stigma. There's the same little emblem, the same numbers, the same letters, and that's G5516. That's Strong's G5516. Now, I just downloaded a new dictionary. This dictionary is a Greek to English dictionary. Now let's look at G5515. We see that's pale green, verdant, chloros. We've seen that that term before, green, chloros. And let's go down to 5517. Koikos of earth, earthy. Now let's go back to 5516, which was the Strong's letter for Chi, Xi, stigma. Why does it say not given? Y'all, they're trying to hide some stuff from you. They don't want you to research. They don't, especially you black people. Us black people. So you won't say think I'm somebody else. Us melanated people who are descendants of the slaves that came over, who are descendants of the Israelites. We're actually Israelites, and we've proven that. And why is it that they don't want you to know this? First of all, when you got here, they split you up and didn't want you reading. If you read, they killed you. You couldn't read anything. They didn't want you to find out things. Then on top of that, later on, the Apocrypha was taken out of the Bible because there's so much truth in the Apocrypha that lets you know who you are that a lot of people would miss it. And then we were taught not to even look at the Apocrypha. But yet it was in the original King James 1611 Bible. Let me just show you so you won't think I'm just lying. Here's the King James 1611 Bible, as you can see. And I'm going all the way, and let's look at something. And as you can see, there's Baruch, Sirach, the Wisdom of Solomon, Prayer of Manasseh, Maccabees, Tobit, Judith, Ezra. This is the Apocrypha. These are some of the books that were taken out of the Bible. They don't want you to know. This 1611 Bible is the first authorized English Bible that was printed for English-speaking people. And this is the one I showed you not too long ago in Matthew 1:1. I shared this with a lady tonight, with the Bible study tonight. I shared with them. They were people are upset because when you start telling them that our Messiah's name is not Jesus, they get upset. They get upset. There it is, the original 1611 book, the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begat Isaac, Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Iudas and his brethren. The J didn't even hit our English language until around 1637, somewhere in there. So that's years, 500 or 600 years after the Messiah. Come on, let's look at the truth. So I'm just, all I want to know is the truth. So we go back to King James. We go back down to, I just want to show you one more time, Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beasts, for it is the number of a man. And that's G444, anthropos, countenance, the countenance from man face, that is a human being, certain man. It is the number of a man, and his number, arithmos, a number is 666, which we call 666. But let's go to the Greek to see what it was before they made it 666. Chi Xi Stigma. This monogram that you see on all the pictures of the Messiah, who the one they call Jesus Christ. All them, if you go back, even the blackface pictures have that mark on there. And they have the sun god halo around his head with the sun cross in it, with the Babylonian cross of Tammuz across his head. Y'all, I think we have been bamboozled, led astray, and run amok. Well, shalom, Daryl's signing out, 12 minutes and 38 seconds going out. Something to share with you, my brother. Walter, I hope this is a blessing to you. Shalom, shalom. Before signing out, I just wanted to give another shout out to Ed Moore. On his Facebook page, you'll see Rav Shaul. But Ed Moore did a wonderful job of researching this. I just went and checked his page out a few minutes ago. You know, when I saw enough to get me hungry, and I went and investigated this thing. I mean, you can't get by that. I mean, figures don't lie. And we're looking right in the Bible. We're looking right on the Strong's Concordance. And we're looking on all these pictograms. Man, we're talking about thousands of years, at least almost 2,000 years, you've seen this pictogram of the so-called Messiah, which is actually Jesus Christ, which is actually part of the sun god system, with those symbols on them. All the time we looked at them, we didn't pay it any attention. Study to show yourself approved. Shalom, shalom. We'll see you later.